Thank you, Sandy. Welcome to A Psychic Affair. For everybody listening on Blog Talk Radio, once more. No, I don't need to do it because it records automatically over there. So when we're scrying, we're looking for a crystal ball that matches us. If you're going to scry for other people, you may want to have a few on hand. Everybody knows I'm just like, too much going on. You know, I should have been ready for this an hour ago, but actually 15 minutes ago I was still uploading the last video because I wanted to make them nice for you all. And that's actually the truth. I just wanted them to be right. So I took a bit longer with them than I probably needed to if I wasn't so concerned that you would have a nice experience with them. So as we look at these, you can actually do this as static picture. You can go onto Google. You can Google crystal balls, crystal spheres. You can actually, if you prefer, say, rose quartz, you can go and grab a rose quartz crystal and a page of pictures, and you can just select one and bring it up large, full screen, so you can't see anything else, and then just allow yourself to focus on it. The key is that your focus is completely on the thing that you've created there. Is that you? That I can hear, Jenny? I can hear somebody. We cough. So it's all a bit exciting, really. And then, of course, you choose, I just heard her. You can choose fake balls. You can have fake balls if you like, because there's so many of those out there as well, if it appeals to you. Now you're talking colour. You're talking a lot of little factors in these, and if you really love it, when you make it, again, full screen, as big as you can make it, which you can do here in Intuit Talks, you can play around and just have that ball as big as you like, you find that you've got these different elements that play, even though it's a static picture. So you wouldn't necessarily want to look at this all the time. But when I was running classes on reading classes, which I did do for a very long time, I do more one-on-one classes now, but I used to do group classes and teach people how to read, literally how to read. You've got your intuition or you haven't. You're psyched into it or you aren't. But there is a point of practice, and when you practice these skills, they just enhance out of sight very quickly. Too many people not developing the skill before they're out there trying to sell it or to make it move. No, I can't hear you now. I heard you cough before, that was all. Just a wee It's just like this, like So there you go. It's absolutely good. It was just tiny in my ears, that was all. And I didn't have to mention it. Nobody would have thought anything of it. Now, you see, I've just got a reminder to start my show. Lucky. I hope, Tom has little bets with his wife, Jenny, and I've been informed, or I do believe, in recent times that he was actually betting on whether I would forget my show or not. And I think he won money. I think he won $1. So, because he knew my time frames were up, and he bet against me. By the way, people, he bet against me. So he won, $1, a whole $1. I thought, life good. So I'm going to make sure it never happens again, but I'm pretty sure next time he'll bet for me, you see, because he's on to it, that boy. So you can choose to go with colours as well, and colours resonate. I read auras, I see colour. So it's important to me. I don't have to have a colour element in it because I just love looking at them. But you do get glass balls, which are quite interesting. I was in an antique shop a while back, and they had a glass ball that was filled with bubbles. And that would be equally as good as anything else, as long as it's got something going on in there for me, because I'm not needing it for a focus purpose. I want this is a ball with the bubbles. Absolutely stunning. Again, it's static if you get a picture like this, but I've gone a stage further for you all. And I want you all to move over to, it's gorgeous. So you're looking for patterns. So when you look at a picture like this, if you're going to do this for somebody else, you're going to think their name. And if they've asked you a question, you don't even have to think their question. When you're reading for somebody else, you're more about the person. If they're thinking of a question, that should be the stronger energy you get anyway. I prefer, I don't even know how to say this, but when people ask me questions, I'm really good with it. I have no problems. But the more information I've got, the harder it is for me to genuinely and truly read the energy, future, past, present, because now I've got a preconceived idea, if that makes sense. I've now got this person's interested in love, or if they've said, I want to know about love in a particular way, we all take cues from that. Nobody deliberately does, and of course you can develop it and you can move past it and you can go into the future and do all sorts of things. But when it comes to crystal ball scrying, very often I think it's better to start with nothing, just the person's name. And then as you look at it, you'll get patterns and forms. And when I did this in that shop, I picked up a ball just like this, and the lady in the shop was there, and I was holding it, and I said, you know what, I'm looking at this, and all I see is like stars. I feel like I'm on a big black surface, and I can't see anything, and I can see all these stars. And I actually showed her, and she said, I can see that in there. And that was little bubbles like this. And I said, it was like looking at the Milky Way, which in New Zealand we see all the time, by the way. If you've got a clear night, you're going to see the Milky Way. And I said to her, it's just like that. And then she said, you know, I've just finished a relationship, and the man I was in a relationship with I loved to bits, and we went around the world in his yacht for 2 years. And she said, my greatest delight was at night time, we'd go and we'd sit up on the deck, and we'd just look at the stars, and they really enjoyed it. So that's the kind of information you can get. Now, that was without any prompting and without any information forward before that. So you're getting a very pure vision. Then if they want to ask a question after that, and I'm like that with my aura readings too. I love to just have a little go at it first, and then if they've got a specific something they want to know, go there. If you're going to do it for yourself, if you're going to ask questions for yourself, then keep the question in mind. And this is probably the most challenging thing when you're going to ask something for yourself, is keeping that question in mind so that you can actually think all about the question and not what you hope the answer might be. So one of the better techniques for that is just repeating the question over and over in your mind as you're staring at whatever you're using to scry. Today we're talking about crystal balls, of course. So whatever you're going to use to scry then becomes the focus. It becomes the thing that shows you what you need to know. As you're staring at it and thinking of the questions, and I mean blink and all the normal stuff, but you know, I just had an image of Tom staring and tears coming out of his eyes while he tried not to blink. Hello, Kurt. Great to see you. In fact, great to see everybody. Thank you so much for supporting the show. And, of course, remember that if you would like to get a reading, I'll be doing those shortly as soon as I get past this material. But also, if you'd like to have a go, give us a hoot or write your results down. If you want to have a go, tell me you want to have a go, and I will think of the name, okay? I won't tell you what that name is, but it'll be somebody in the chat. And that way there's no preconceptions, and this is how I like to do this sort of thing. When I teach classes on reading, there's always an anonymous aspect to who drew this card, who is that person that has that flower psychometry or that piece of jewelry. We keep that as secret as possible. And the readings are still very accurate. So nobody in their own mind, nobody that's learning, practicing, any of that stuff is thinking that they probably already had some information about that person, which mostly you do if you're in classes, especially for 6 sessions or whatever. But if we go into that and you want to have a go, then just put a PM me. You can go down into the options. You can look at your my name there. Just click on it, and I'll get a little orange thing saying I've got a private message, and then I will give you a person to read, and I'll be ready for your answer. And then if you do want to do it that way, you can just choose to do it. Choose a person if you like in the chat, somebody that's in the chat. You can choose guests, and I want to welcome all the guests, by the way. Fantastic to have you here. If you do want a free account, you can just pop along to enjoytalks.com and get a free account there and follow any shows that you would like. So back and on to the reading side of it. So for readings of that nature, I've got these 3 videos. You'll see them if you click through. I'll go back to that first crystal there so that you can click through to, there it is. It's a live link. You just click on it in the picture, and it will take you to my show page, at which point you will see the title Scrying, under which you'll see Scrying 2, Scrying, and Scrying 3, because I didn't put them in order. Because that's great, Sherry. I knew you would want to, by the way. I hope you're going to call in. Are you going to call in and do that? You can do it from the chat. I have no issues at all if you do. So I'm going to start the ball. Excellent. Fantastic. Where are you? Let me know when you're ready. Oh, you are. You're already there. I'll unmute you. Let's go. Hello.
Did you want me to call in, or what did you want me to do?
You are called in.
Oh.
You're live on air right now, my darling.
All right.
All right, then. So what I'm going to do is, have you got the scrying ball, the video?
Yes, I've got that page up with the videos. Which one do I need to look at?
You can look at anyone. That's your choice totally. So you can have a quick quiz. They're only a minute long. They're not 5 minutes or anything. So once you have a quick look at one, you might once you click start, you might go, yeah, not that one. But
well,
I've only got three.
I want that gold one. I want the gold one with the striations in it. You that made the little noise. I don't know.
Some of them have got. One of them's got a Twitter bird.
There it is.
That's one. Yeah, that's it. I can hear it. One's got a Twitter bird. So everybody can have a look at that. She's chosen the one that's just scrying. So you can have a look at that. Click play.
It's right? The middle one.
And as you're looking at it, that's a rutilated quartz, by the way, which I love to bits. Rutilated quartzes have this beautiful energy. Are you there?
I'm here.
Uh-oh. Oh, good. Just for a second, I was worried. So as you look at that, I've already chosen a name, okay, and I've actually written it into my little dialogue box. See me here, type. So I've written the name in, and you can't see it, but I'm only going to click send to that after you've done the reading, okay? And that way, you've got two things going on. Firstly, it's a great learning curve because you're connecting to somebody via me. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because I know who you're reading for. And secondly, the person you're reading for doesn't know it's for them until you get to a moment where I've put their name in and then they get to feedback. How's that sound? Like a bit of fun, Miss Sherry?
It's intriguing, and I don't know if I can pull it off because I've never scried, so I'm stressed on that. So
have a go, darling. So the floor is yours.
Okay, so whatever I'm getting.
Yep, whatever you're getting, you're looking at the picture, you're thinking of, now because you haven't got a name and you haven't got a person, this is actually something I do a lot of, is you're just sitting there and you're thinking, okay, Dorothy's connected to this person, so for that person, so you sort of start with me, use the connection because I know what their name is, and then and they are in the chat, they are here, and then you just go woofing through and you think, all right, so I'm connecting to Dorothy and now the person she's connected to, and try it like that, and then just let whatever come forward, okay?
Okay. As I'm looking at this, can I stop the video and just leave it there, or does it need to keep moving?
You can do whatever you like. In fact, that's what I recommend is that you let the video move, and then while you're thinking of the person or the person you need to give information to, then I should have said this, sorry, then you click stop, and that's the bit you read. Because usually when I've got one, I will do that with my hands, and you'll see that in the other videos. They roll around in your hand, and then you just see something and go, bang, that's what I'm looking at. Okay?
I think I was attracted to this one because it's kind of I'm picking up that it's like the person, they have a lot going on, exteriorly presented to the world. There's, some people may call those scars or striations, but it's really just who they are. And in the midst of all that, I can see their inner light. This person is a healer or a light worker I'm picking up, and I heard the obvious, well-rounded individual, whatever. Let's see. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're going well.
Okay.
Everybody can, I think.
I'm
just waiting quietly.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to see what else. I'm totally new at this, so...
you're doing fine.
I want to say it's a female. Is it?
Yes,
is it a female?
It is.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm sorry. No, I was asking the ball, but thank you.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Well,
No.
actually, that to me is a fairly reasonable question. That's not giving away too much.
Oh, okay. I felt female. I felt maybe a little... I don't take it this way. I saw this ball and I thought, this is beautiful, this is golden, but somebody else may take that as maybe this is, leather, these are markings, this is rough, but that's not it at all. There's a light in the center and it's a bright, very bright light in this person. Like I said, I'm picking up, it's a female, she's a light worker, and I don't know, quite magical is what came out. That's all I have.
Fantastic. I think that's plenty, and I'm immediately putting that in so everybody can see it was already done. That was Marie. You just read for Marie. That was for you. So I hope you recognise that. And as a learning experience, Sherry, I think she did bloody marvellous. Bloody marvellous.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that was, well, it's the most challenging way to read is especially if you're not practiced, is actually to read for somebody you don't know anything, their name, you don't know what's going on for them, you've got no idea. Hiya, Tom.